Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of the Friday Tech Roundup. I'm Chris Dunkley, here to lead you through the week's news. Number 1. The Guardian reports that Facebook is to pay UK publishers for content from January, with the UK launch of their News tab. The Facebook News section will feature top stories, but chosen by curators employed by the news aggregator service Upday, alongside other stories chosen algorithmically to reflect the user's interests. So far, partners are set to include The Guardian, The Daily Mirror, The Independent, all the UK's major regional publishers, and magazines such as The Economist. Facebook said it hopes to add further publishers to the deal later in the year. The direct cash injection will please a news industry that has largely lost out to Facebook in the battle for the UK advertising market. It comes at a time when the social network is facing the threat of substantial government intervention from a new regulator designed to target its dominance of the online advertising market. Government sources have made it clear they want Google and Facebook to do more to support the finances of news publishers. Number 2, Slack. The BBC reported earlier in the week that Salesforce has agreed to buy workplace messaging app Slack for £20 billion. This is set to be one of the largest tech mergers in recent years, and the move comes at a time when other remote working software, such as Microsoft Teams and Zoom, have seen a large leap in the usage due to coronavirus pandemic. Slack itself was rumoured to become part of Microsoft in 2016, but since Microsoft started developing Teams and packaging it with their Office suite, it has benefited from the Microsoft brand. Until now, Chatter had been the Salesforce tool for workplace messaging, and it will be interesting to see how Salesforce intends to grow the footprint of Slack alongside their other offerings. Number 3, protein folding. A 50-year-old science problem has been solved and could allow for dramatic changes in the fight against diseases, researchers say. Google's DeepMind claims to have created an artificially intelligent program called AlphaFold that is able to map the three-dimensional shapes of proteins that are responsible for diseases. There are 200 million known proteins at present, but only a fraction have been unfolded to fully understand what they do and how they work. Even those that have been successfully understood often rely on expensive and time-intensive techniques, with scientists spending years unfolding each structure and relying on equipment that can cost many millions of dollars. According to experts, the solution has come decades before it was expected and could have transformative effects in the way these diseases are treated. During the latest test, DeepMind said AlphaFold determined the shape of around 2/3 of the proteins with accuracy comparable to lab experiments. DeepMind is set to produce a scientific paper on the subject, and the results of the most recent tests have been published online. Number 4. Technology giant Microsoft has filed a patent for a system to monitor employees' body language and facial expressions during work meetings and give the events a quality score. A filing suggests it could be deployed in real-world meetings or online virtual get-togethers. It envisions rooms being packed with sensors to monitor the participants, which could raise privacy concerns. Details of the Meeting Insight computing system were filed in July ahead of being made public this month. They say the sensors could record which invitees actually attend a meeting, attendees' body language and facial expressions, the amount of time each participant spent contributing to the meeting, speech patterns consistent with boredom and fatigue. They also suggest employees' mobile devices could be used to monitor whether they were simultaneously engaged in other tasks, such as texting or browsing the internet, as well as to check their schedule to take into account whether they had to attend other meetings the same day. All that information would then be combined with other factors, such as how efficient the meeting was, an emotional sentiment expressed by meeting participants, and how comfortable the meeting environment was, into an overall quality score. In a world where most organisations are focused on continuous improvement, some might consider this a step too far. Number 5, bare metal hosting. Google Cloud has announced that Anthos on bare metal is now generally available, unlocking new cloud and edge use cases for businesses employing bare metal hosting. Bare metal servers remove the overhead hypervisor that enables virtualization with cloud computing services, meaning that there's nothing preventing applications from performing at their fastest. The cloud modernization platform, which helps businesses build hybrid and multi-cloud applications, will be available on bare metal with either subscription or pay-as-you-go pricing. Anthos on bare metal enables businesses to get the most from their existing hardware investments. A setup of 2 nodes with a minimum of 4 cores, 32 gig of RAM and 128 gig of disk space should enable organizations to run Anthos on bare metal at the edge. Businesses will have the option of running Anthos on bare metal using one of the 2 deployment models, standalone or multi-cluster. So that's it for the Friday Tech Roundup this week. Have a great weekend. We'll see you next week.